All right, guys, you asked for it. What's up, Brian Chambers? Guys, thanks so much. That was I'm actually one of my proudest moments on the show so far, and you guys can check this out in the replay if you miss a little bit here. I'm not going to go very long. Hey guys, thanks for coming back over. You asked for it. Here I am. This one went down a little different, and that's okay. Let me recap the history of the show so far. 13 shows in, 13 weeks in a row. Hell or high water, we've managed to work it out. We started off with George. He was helping me do it on Facebook Live on Tired Iron Aviation Facebook group, and that was marvelous. But I felt like the shows got lost in the shuffle, and he can't help me every time. He's got things to do. So that whole idea was to always come to YouTube anyway. And then GB Linden did a premiere the other day, and I was familiar with them a little bit. So if you didn't catch that, that was a pre-recorded interview. I'm sorry. It was. And we shot it just a few days ago. And I'm doing the best call, and I figured out a way to record it. Then I figured out a way to convert it into a file that I could edit. And it's a lot of learning. The irony of doing so many videos for so long is that I have no idea about this style of video or show. You guys blew the super chats out of the water, and I hope that you'll all go subscribe to Josh's channel and watch those videos. I mean, if you do, you'll be stuck on them. He's really done a great job where they're I mean, it's just like any documentary that you would see on like PBS. Victor, Wesley, Michael, Joshua, Victor again, Brian, good to see you guys in here. If you got any questions, that you're thinking of, I'm getting sick, y'all. Who flew today? Anybody get a chance? Nope. I got to fly today, my one day a week, and it actually worked out where we had decent weather too. Timber. I got to fly the FMS Yak. I flew the pants off of the Wesley. That's awful. Oh man, Michael. Expo for Victor. Flew the version 2 Yak 130, the L39 a bunch, and then we rocked out on the that e-flite Viper some more. We actually flew it with a 5,000 in it, and it was okay. That e-flite 70mm Viper is actually a lot of fun. It's exactly what everybody says it is, a good beginner EDF, but it's also like when you take the training wheels off, like super fun for advanced guys. Oh, I'm glad it wasn't your house, Wesley. Wesley got robbed, guys. That's awful. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Michael, yes, we did, and we filmed that stuff today. You guys hit me in the we had one of the early e-flite Vipers. It's actually a friend of ours wanted us to set it up for him, and it didn't have the addendum in the manual, and I let Mike put it all together. And so when we got out to the field, it was just like on safe. And we did a video today where we showed how to bind it and assign safe select to the switch of your choice. I believe it has to be one of the switches from 5 to 9 or anyway. So we did an intro proper where we showed how to switch that, bind it up, and assign it to a switch. And then we flew it again. It was a calm day. Mike flew it, switching back and forth between safe and regular AS3X. and I got a chance to do it as well. So yeah, we totally missed the boat. And thank you all for your comments. When I see comments like that we missed something, it drives me crazy. I want to fix it as soon as we can. But, you know, having regular jobs like the rest of you, it's hard to do that. It is a cool feature. I mean, Wesley, you know, one thing about that jet is it's very lightly loaded, so it's very well behaved. But these guys are that are flying with the AS3X, just it increases your confidence. And then with safe on top of that, it's like it could be the stupidest, windiest day of all. As long as you've got some power in, you're going to work it out. You know, I actually work harder than I need to because I'm too cheap to put AS3X in everything. I really didn't expect to be on tonight, guys. This was kind of the first week I've had off on a Saturday night. Being able to hang out in the chat with you guys was really cool. And we're going to, you know what, I kind of like that pre-recorded video situation in the premiere because you guys really, some of you may not even known it wasn't live. For me, I can tell it's not live because, well, I know I did it ahead of time, and also because I was able to like drag in graphics and do some screenshots, and then the watch page existed that you guys were already commenting on before the video went out. It's a good way for me to use social media and take full advantage of YouTube, actually. And I love that it goes down like a live. And believe it, I don't know how to do this stuff. I just try until I get it right. We are live again, Wayne. These guys asked for it, man. Wayne, we talked earlier this week. Wayne reached out to me. He had a question about whether to go L39 or Avanti. And we kind of, I think we talked him into the Avanti. Nothing wrong with the L39. I want to get an Avanti again. I was flying the dog fiddlings out of my L39 today and playing with CG, and really only playing with CG because I wanted to do wheelies. Michael, any experience with a Lemon 7-channel plus receiver? No. Some guys, I'm sure, have some experience with that. What's up, Brian? What else do we fly today? I crashed that version too. Yeah, by the way. It's totally my fault. When guys have problems and it's never their fault, you got to be suspect. Even I really, when it's not my fault, it's my fault. Yeah, Wayne, we're on, man. We're just doing a live. Some of these guys want to do an after show. I was like, all right, man, let's do it. Let's do it. This was not planned. I installed it in an FMS Red Tail 1450 millimeter, wondering how it works my first Lemon. You know, most receivers are fine as long as they are doing their thing, receiving. Victor, yes, that's true. They did change the protocol a little bit. So there are things that you'll see as character traits on the Lemon that are not a part of the Admiral, and for the better. Wayne, say that again. We have got to be that worked, brother. I'm sorry. Why do you think FMS discontinued the 1400 millimeter pits? I'm not sure, Ricky. Hippie64 says, I can't explain how much I enjoyed that video. What a great idea you had. Thank you for that. And You can try to explain how much you enjoy that video if you want to. Your wife is listening to the show. Yeah, you guys showed up kind of late. So you can, that's the one thing too, man. If you miss it, that's okay. These things exist on the replay. I always put them in the podcast and live streams playlist on this YouTube channel, which is growing leaps and bounds again, which is super nice. And you guys with the super chats are killing me. I mean, it's amazing. And, you know, how Stella got her Zoom back is what we're working on now. Wesley. Pound it. Wayne bought another airplane. Yes. Yes. I think I talked him into the Avanti. The only thing I don't know is which color. You know, guys, this is fat tire. This is a surprise live. Mike Kennedy, what's going on? No, not yet. Not yet. We've got some guys. I'm going to try to keep landing some cool interviews and stuff like that. I was really working on him for a while to get him to say okay. And then after that, once I got the okay from him, I was in Texas, and then I of course am a complete idiot when it comes to broadcasting. Ironically, after making 500 videos or so, somewhere around there, 400, I think. No, if you put the our last endeavor and then RC Air Training Command together, it's about 500 videos in 6 years. But I don't know nothing about this. And it's brand new, and I think it's so fun. Just back from a yuppie dinner with my wife. Well, that's cool. I came home to cold pizza after I made mine mad because I stayed out at the field too long. Ricky, it's okay, man. We almost flew the Commander today, but we ran out of time. And that PC-21, by the way, is also something that could be did you get it through Amazon, Ricky? Come on, man. You guys, I think I'm going to make a silly commercial for the Amazon store and drop it into these pre-recorded interviews. Would that be funny? I shouldn't have told you. The FAA is always changing things, Wayne. I can fly some EDF, but I do use gyros much even in my little F-104. I was watching the video in Applebee's with my wife. That's funny, Brian. If it makes her mad, just catch it on the replay. You know, you got to stay on the right side of the wife a little bit. If you can fly the little 104, you can fly a big one. Wayne, you got the red Avanti. I got to maiden that one in Texas, and Dave might hop on here sometime, the Hawk, and tell us how it met its end. It didn't make it. Sounds like a parrot. What, the engine? Man, look at this, you guys, blowing up the chat over here. We'll go no longer than a half hour on this one. We got about 15 minutes left. Guys, I need a crew of people. I can't get my videos done from Texas yet. I still got tons of stuff to work through. You guys, not all of you will be into it, but Victor probably will. The big version 4 HSD Viper. What is that, 12S, Victor? Andy from RC Jetworks sent me a cool shot of one. He's at the expo now. And I'd really like to work one of those up. We got to fly the turbine version, 12S. Yeah, man. I think we might get to do one. We got a lot of projects coming. Mike Kennedy has sent us a a red FMS Hawk, the BAE Hawk, to work up right here on this show, which is cool. And then there's a lot going on, guys, and just stick around because this show is just going to grow into whatever y'all make it. You know, I've had guys reaching out to me who are making products that, you know, they don't have anywhere to market them or talk about them or advertise them. And so we've got a show coming up pretty soon where there's a friend of ours, friend now, you know, you guys are all my pals, whether we've talked or not, which is how I think about it, which really means I have no friends in real life, like here in town, but that's okay. It's been that way my whole life. So this is how I roll. But I what's the name of it? Anyway, there's a friend of mine who's making Ricky. There's a friend of mine who's making these super dope airplane stands that are also a CG stand at the same time. And let me see if I can find the link and drop it in here. They're kind of spendy, but they're really nice, and discerning pilots want to know. You know what I mean? What do you mean, Victor? You said that with like loud yelling at me and exclamation. You hurt my feelings. Okay, good. Laughing out loud. I'm sad for a minute. I'm very sensitive. Let's see. So you guys that are all on here are certainly subscribers to the channel, aren't you? Here, or you wouldn't be here, I assume. All right. So anyway, let me try to find this. Bear with me, guys. I talked to this fellow the other day. Super. Oh yeah, there it is. What I want is just the. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna write it in here, and you guys can go check it out for yourselves. We're gonna do more of a. I mean, this is just you guys who are hanging out with me after hours, so to say. We're getting the premiere sneak peek at this stand that we're working up. We're getting two, one for the show here when we do builds and one to give away. And I'm gonna figure out how to do that giveaway somehow. I don't know if that link will work or not, guys, but you can copy it and put it in your browser if it doesn't. It is really nice, and they're on their way already as well. Let's see, what have I missed? AMA meeting today at the Expo West, killer show, Pomona Fairgrounds, best show ever. You guys that are in Cali, go say hi to my buddy Andy Davis from RC Jetworks. He is RC Jetworks, and he's carrying a new line of jets, which are like basically plug and play, badass jets. They are Adrenaline is the brand name. You guys are something else. Oh, man, maybe he's on his way back home. He's got little ones, too. I saw some. I haven't been able to see a whole lot from the show except for what's just popped up on Instagram for a minute. Yeah, my wife's best thing that ever happened to me, too. Or I'd be in the gutter with Ricky if it wasn't for. Ricky, you gotta. I don't know, man. The weather's gonna put a damper on things. I have a feeling. Oh goodness, I really hope you guys check out Josh's channel. I did go there, Ricky. Come on. Yeah, Boozer, new B-24. Awesome. Yeah, I had 20 in the hangar. Now I have 19 and a half. I'm gonna have to get a new fuse for my Yak 130. It's so dumb. I should know better. I stalled it. I also made the mistake of just not setting flaps to a couple positions. I had them on a roll dial, and I guarantee you, I just had too steep a deflection, and the nose got up, and it was hard to knock it back down. And I put it in on the touch and go after the go. You know, the short little coupled son of a gun takes a little bit. You know, it's not pavement that we fly on, right? So it's got lumps and bumps. Yeah, that's right, Wayne. You were telling me your wife flies and stuff with you. That's an amazing thing. That Sprecher root beer is really something. So, Brian Chambers, 118. You start an internet business. Yeah. So what was I getting at before I got off track? So yeah, these stands are coming. That'll be so nice. It's cool that they have the CG stand as integrated part of the stand, and we really, every time we build one on the table here, we get called out, and so it's cool to have a stand. Are any of you guys interested in that big glider that's coming out from FMS? Mike, I'm glad to hear you say that. They do look nice. They're really, really nice. And the email I got from this guy was it was really nice to him and his son learn how to fly on RCO Training Command. The kid was 10 years old, I think, at the time, and now he's 16, and him and his dad are still flying planes and everything. And hey, Lori Miller, and they started this little business. They make these CG stands, which is really cool. And they reached out to me, wanted me to help them market them a little bit. And I said, sure. Okay, Wesley. Ye who knoweth planes, I bequeatheth to you. So I'm all nervous now. Everybody's got to straighten up because there's a gal in the room. Everybody, chill. Act normal. All right. What a night. So yeah, be looking out for more videos on this fine channel. Hey, Lori. And then post up your flights, man, your exploits. Tag me if you post on Instagram. Drop your pics and videos in the Pilots Lounge Facebook group. That's always fun. Just having a blast doing this, guys. And I tell you, winter might hit me, but I've got enough in the queue that I'll be able to put out something all the time. And this weekly show keeps me engaging with you all the time, which is like my favorite thing. Because winter always is like a real drag. So I'm glad that we've all figured out something to be able to connect, a way to be able to connect. And I really have high hopes for this show. You know, it's just a matter of keeping it up, I think, and it'll just keep on evolving into our hangout, our show. So fun. So fun. We got about 5 minutes, guys. Anything hot? Anybody got something? Any questions? Q&A for Ryan right now? Mojo 410. I just bought the UMX A10. It's on its way. Hey, Lori, while you're in here, well, you already know, right? Because your husband. But tell your friends if they shop online, bookmark that stinker Ryan's page on Amazon, because whether or not it's toiletries or hinge tape, if you go through the link to get to Amazon, it helps. And I think it's kind of neat. We talked about it before on the show. It's, I mean, everybody's doing it. It's 2018. I tell you what, if you want to learn how to make money online, check out the 18-year-olds driving Lamborghinis. That's all I'm doing. I'm doing what they do, except I'm not buying container full of doggy bracelets to sell on Amazon. I just figured out a way to drive traffic. That's all. Bookmark the Pilot Ryan store. Your husband's got a list on there as well too, guys. There's a bunch of kind of repair items and airbrush gear on the store as well. There's a couple different lists. Roy, what do you think of the Park Zone T28 Trojan? I'm moving on from the Champ. Do you think it will go well with the DXE? Thanks. Yeah, I think it will. The Park Zone T28, the fixed gear, like 43, 44 incher, is a very durable plane. And really, for the longest time, there wasn't a whole lot of new stuff coming out. This has been a while now. And the Park Zone T28 was probably, for a super long time, one of the most recommended first, like, Warbird style planes there ever was. And that's before I think maybe really micros were on the scene, and it's definitely before AS3X was around. So I think now, if it's possible to get that same plane, it may be available and it has AS3X or also maybe safe technology as well. Yeah, Wesley, there you go. T28s are great. It's just a little bit heavier, but it's going to fly really good for you. And if you've been rocking the Champ, the T28 won't be a problem. Sometimes, I tell you, flying, I don't really like, for me personally, because I've been flying long enough to know what I want or want to feel. So whenever I fly anything with safe on it, it's just to demonstrate its capabilities. I personally don't like the feel of it because I don't feel like I have control, but I see how it's a completely useful tool for those people who are trying to cut their teeth. I think once you can achieve success bringing it up and down, that cut that safe out of there. Save it for when it's really windy or something, because you'll just get used to, like, even on that e-flite Viper jet we're flying, right? It's got safe, and when I'm turning on either end of the field, is like it takes forever, and I've got the stick just crammed over. If you fly a plane that doesn't have safe that way, you're going to roll it over on itself and spin in. So as soon as you can take the training wheels off, do it so you don't learn bad habits. That's my advice. The P-47 is one of the is a very good Warbird Brownie 64. It's easy to fly. It's got a wide landing gear stance, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy all P-47s. 20 guys in the room, man, on an after show. How cool is that? Give it a thumbs up and all that good stuff. If you missed the interview with Josh Scott from Flight Test about his memoirs from World War II initiative, check it out in the replay, share it, share his channel, subscribe, buy a t-shirt. What he's doing is way more. I almost felt guilty getting you guys super chatting me tonight, because his thing is really good. Roy was looking at the T-28 because I find that tail draggers get the back wheel destroyed in grass. Could be. Tricycle gear planes are just generally easier to handle than tail draggers, period. Now, I love tail draggers because they're tough, but trikes are awesome too. There's nothing like holding a wheelie. Hooju, what's up? Oh, man, no power. Windstorm. Saw hanging there on my phone for as long as practical. Yeah, man, save your juice for cutting loose from the noose of having no power. You can always catch us on the replay, man. Hooju, we had a great interview show that went up as a premiere at 9 o'clock with Josh Scott. Mary Boozer likes the Valiant. Yeah, it's a good high-wing sporty plane, which apparently the receiver from it is good in all kinds of stuff. Mike swears by it. He's got a guy who put the Valiant receiver into the 4S F-22 and rocks on that. A lot of the guys at our field are flying like Blondie receivers, Corsair receivers, Valiant receivers in like jets, and it's working for them. So I think they're cheating the setup by getting ones that work already. They don't have to spend a whole lot of time messing with them. The Valiant is on sale. What do you think is like a good quality second plane other than the T-28? I'm looking for a warbird that isn't that hard to fly. I just want to have a plane that isn't too fast for me. And you say you're coming from the Champ. And you're flying off grass, it sounds like. Is that right, Roy? Let's help this guy, Roy. People. That's good. I think Roy, if I remember correctly, is flying off of grass. You know, the one thing, I still think you're on to something with the T-28. It's nice. It's lightly loaded. It takes very inexpensive batteries. You can learn. The flying part, honestly, isn't the hard part. It's the getting up and down. The takeoffs and landings are the hardest part of flying, and it's the trick that everyone must do every time. And not enough people practice. You know, if grass is an issue, you can always put bigger tires on that T-28 because they don't retract anyway. So, I mean, you could put super ridiculous big tires on that thing. And I've seen guys do it. Hellcat's a good one. It kind of sits like a P-47. I think if this guy's on grass, though, tail dragger's going to give him fits if he's just coming from a Champ. I could be wrong. The Mosquito, do they make that one anymore? It's a doll baby, but I'm not sure they make it anymore. Yeah, I'm going to be flying in a grass field, says Roy. Awesome, Wayne. Yeah, send a photo of your new shirt when you're wearing that Memoir shirt. Post it. I don't know if you do Instagram, Wayne, but if you do Facebook, post it everywhere on Facebook, but for sure post it on either Pilot Ryan and Captain Mike's RC page or the RC Pilots Lounge group. Yeah, Wesley, I like the P-47 too. You know, that T-28 is really a good one. It's going to be durable. I mean, I think of things like some of these civilian planes and even the Valiant is a good one, I'm sure, too. The Valiant does have the potential to go really fast. And the thing about the speed, Roy, is this. If it's too fast, there's this stick on the left that you can bring it down a little bit. Aaron Crosby just watched the latest L39 vid. Got one sitting next to me. You watched it on my channel over here. I kind of got to go with that one, Wesley. I think the by the way, Aaron Crosby, yes, the 1.2 T-28 is amazing. And if this guy had more experience, I would recommend it. It is a little bit heavier on the wing loading than the original Park Zone T-28, which is super light. And knowing that he's going to be bouncing it around a little bit, learning, I'm my vote is for that old school T28, especially since he mentioned it first. He's already looking at it. Yeah. Oh, cool, Aaron. Yeah, well, I flew that thing a little bit more today. What batteries do you use? What batteries are you going to be putting, Aaron, in the L39? The e-flite Cirrus, I haven't flown it, but I've flown things like it and Cirruses from other companies. I think, Roy, that the Cirrus might be a little too sporty right now. And it looks great. There's a lot of scale bits on it and lights and things like that. But I think it's just a little bit, a little too slick, a little too sporty. Nothing wrong. I mean, it's a good plane too. It's a good plane too. I think if you want to look at the civilian planes, but not be quite as slick. I mean, if you look at the wings, I mean, I always look at a plane and think about it aerodynamically. And sometimes chunky is better. So if you're looking at civilian planes, I would say don't look at the Cirrus, but look at that Cherokee because it's dope. I really love that thing. Aaron Crosby 5000s, Admiral 5000s, I assume. I put mine even with the wood deck, and I was playing with it today and moving it back a little bit and all those kinds of things. I think for first flights, go even with the wood, maybe just a little bit further forward, and know it's going to be a little bit nose heavy. When it's windy, I like it nose heavy. Today it was calm for the first time on the L39, so I was playing with it, moving it back a little bit, trying to get wheelies and stuff, which are really not mandatory things to shoot for, but I kind of like that. Yeah, the Hobby King Tundra is also awesome, Wesley. The let's see. I wonder. We've got some video of that Turbo Beaver, but I didn't get to fly it, so I don't know how it is. The King Tundra, big plane, would be fun. Let's see. Catching up here, man. This is gonna go for another show, dudes. Hey guys, I've just purchased the Cirrus S22. I'll be using a Spectrum 6-channel receiver in the Admiral 3700. Do you guys think it will be okay for this aircraft? I don't know because I haven't flown it, but probably yes. And again, Reginald, it depends on your prior experience if that Cirrus is a good fit for you. Huju, Roy, FMS P51, 1450, or one of the newer, smaller 1200 millimeters should be great on grass. FMS 1 loves the grass. It can be tame as well. Still a few left out there. That is true. Although he's coming from a micro champ, it's a little bit more than I would recommend for him at this moment. In what way do I think it's better than a Cirrus? Again, this personal preference. When I just look at it, I feel like there's more wing area on the Cherokee, and you get that suspension on the nose gear, which is kind of slick. Also, it's got a really big monster battery compartment, so it's going to be easy to get in there and use. It's going to take anywhere from 2200 to like 3700 3S batteries and be awesome. It's got really nice lights and flaps. The Cirrus has all those things as well. But when I look at the Cirrus, the wings, there's a lot less to them. It's just a more slippery airframe. That's why I think the Cherokee is in a way superior, but I haven't flown the Cirrus. So, I mean, I'm really just basing it on all my experience. And I've been wrong before. Not very often, though. Just kidding. The Viper on sale today at the Expo. Great looking Cherokee as well. Yeah, I need to get one of those Vipers with I kind of want it with the receiver in it just so I can have the AS3X and not have to mess with it. Gotta run. Mama's calling. Have to get the Christmas tree down. That's right, man. See you on the next show, Brian. Always appreciate you stopping by. You're a fantastic patron of the arts, my friend. Thank you. Nose gear is a little weak on the Cherokee. Only fix is a new fuselage. Well, it's supposed to rip you apart, Roy. Roy, I still think the Park Zone T28 is the best choice for you because of its tried and true history of being great beater plane for guys to learn on. And you know, I had a little bit of trouble with my Cherokee nose gear as well, but it was just that it fell out. I mean, nothing broke. It was just, you know, any nose gear is going to just get destroyed if you're hard enough on it. That's the one thing about trikes. They are, you know, there's a lot going on up there, depending on. I see what you mean, Keith. That is a bummer. Yeah, you have to get the whole fuse. That's kind of the thing, you know, there's a lot goes on behind the scenes on these planes where different manufacturers make them. And so the irony of that complaint is that the way they made that fuselage inside and integrated the motor firewall with the carbon fiber that's integrated with the deck for the servos that run the tail. I mean, it's super slick, but it's almost overkill. And so then you're right. You're stuck getting a fuselage. So that is a bummer. But, you know, the thing about this fella on the grass is he doesn't have to worry about wheel pants and stuff if he goes for the Park Zone T28. And it's pretty tough. You know, the thing is, once you get the T28, you know, you can start researching what you want to buy on the Pilot Ryan Amazon store. I'm just kidding. After that, and no, don't feel obligated. Just highly compelled. And then you can, you know, start obsessing over the next plane. That's what we all do. We get one and then obsess over the next one. Yeah, Aaron, I'm awful. I mean, it's not like I haven't plugged everyone else in my life on this ride. Oh yeah, Wayne. Yeah, you and I are done. You already, the verdict is in. You're Avanti all the way on that. And you'll be glad too with the things that you're flying already and that you want to be flying. You already have the batteries. I mean, we shoehorned in a 4,000 and then we shoehorned in a 5 on that Viper. It'll take it, but it's, you know, it is nice having room inside of them. I was flying that L39 on a 4,500, 5,000, and 6,000, no problem. Mike, if there's something that you want on the store, you really ought to send me a link to it. Is the best way for me to put something up there. Again, anything you get through my link, I'll see it, and if you tell me, I can find it and just add it. It's already on all my analytics. I see everything that has been purchased. That's why I know things on the store also earn us money, which helps us. I mean, this is work a little bit. I mean, it's the best work ever, but I spend money on social media to be able to have apps that help me do the best job possible. So yeah, if you do want me to add something to the store for you, I'll do it. Hit me in whatever our best way to talk, Mike. I think that we've talked on LinkedIn. I think we've talked on Facebook. I don't know about Instagram. And I'm pretty sure we've done some on YouTube as well. but I will put whatever you want me to on there, or if you buy something, let me know, and then I'll just add it straight off the list. Clear as pie. That's not a saying. Man, 45 minutes. We might as well go for an hour at this point. As long as I don't miss Saturday Night Live, I'm good. I kind of like that. We still got to add jerky for Ricky. Do it, man. Wesley's helped me a little bit on the Amazon store. That's why you'll see when you go there, there's a couple lists. There's the Miller's RC kind of fix it, repair, airbrush list, whatever items. And then my list, which is a little bit of everything, but, you know, mostly planes. But I sold a vacuum. I've sold painter's tape. I've sold SD cards. I've sold cameras. It's really neat to be able to, I don't know, use this platform. I've worked so hard to cultivate a relationship with you all that it's really cool that if you're going to buy online, you might as well go through there and help us out. Wesley's in Joplin, Missouri. Yeah, SC, I see what you mean. Well, certainly there'll be replenishing of that. Who knows? You know, I guess that means you're selling them, which is good. 20 dudes, 8 thumbs up. This was a surprise live. I was so hyped about this premiere, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and support Josh. Even just with sharing and subscribing to his channel. These things are top-notch documentary style videos. Roy, do I think the Cherokee is faster than the T-28? Probably not. Maybe about the same. I mean, the Cherokee, it's got a full flying stab, stabilator, and it's not going to be as fast probably as the T-28. And even though I think it's better than the Cirrus, I still think the T-28 is your best bet, knowing where you're at on your journey. The F4F. Hellcat, is that what that one is, or is that a Wildcat? Oh, you're thinking about the Wildcat Micro, right, Mike? Oh, that sounds fun, Huju. You know, you can always land that son of a gun on its belly, too. That P-47 Micro, you know, brushless is pretty killer, too. Christmas shouldn't be happening until after Thanksgiving at least. But I just know what the world is we live in, so I'm going to make a commercial. I think I'm going to put a Santa hat on an airplane with a beard and let it talk. The 1 meter one. Oh, well, that's just a hand launcher, right? Mike, we talking the Wildcat? I got my F4s mixed up. F4F. F4F. Isn't that the Wildcat, or am I thinking of Hellcat? Or Bearcat. It ain't Bearcat because its gears are super wide. Let's see, trying to catch up. Man, you guys are blowing it up over here. Yeah, that's a belly lander anyway, so the narrow gear doesn't make a difference. But that Wildcat hand launcher is famous flyer as well. It was so famous they brought it back. Yeah, I know it is, Wesley. Do you think Reginald? First, let's go SC. Ryan? What Mustang do you like in the 2200 milliamp battery series? You gotta go with that 1100 or the 1200 millimeter. Some other guys chime in for SC121 because I could be wrong. It's been a while. I don't remember what batteries we used when we flew Blondie, but I'm for certain it was 2200s and 2600s in the 1100 millimeter one, which might be under the Force RC moniker at the moment, but it's still, I mean, I think it was e-flite or Park Zone at the time. And it's got landing gear and retracts and flaps out of the box, which is cool. Do you think the Spectrum DX6E is a good first transmitter to pair with the T28? Yes. But if you know you're going to be flying planes, bite the bullet and get a DX6 that holds more than one plane. Does the DX6E hold more than one plane? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Mojo, what's up? LJ Hobby Life just ordered the something Mustang from e-flite. That's cool. Yes, Mike Kennedy, 200. Aaron's got it right, man. Buy as much transmitter as you can afford. Ian Sullins, Ryan, are you going to any flying events in Arizona? I wish, man. I wish I were able to go to more events. I really not. I go to some, but that's why I do so much online here, because it's my best way to connect. I love it when I go to events, but I don't get to go to very many. Only problem I have with the 6E is it can't do a LiPo, only AA batteries, but has 250 model memory. Oh, well, that's good to know. How much is the 6E? It holds 200. That's a lot of planes. Almost sneezed, dudes. It's stuck right here. I told you I'm getting sick. So 149 Mary Boozer for what? The 6E, and Mike Kennedy 150. Are we talking about the DX6E? What's the DX6 cost? Yeah, I mean, if you think you're going to go more than 6 channels, 8's fine, but okay, Mike, thank you. I see. That makes sense, Aaron. 8 channel, just so you can fully utilize safe select on planes that are full house 6 channel planes, but need another channel to be able to utilize safe select by assigning it to a switch. Mary Boozer RC says DX8E has LiPo support as well. I don't want to run them off, but that is pretty good advice. The one thing too, though, is you can always flip these radios. Like, you know what? Buy it, use it, sell it. Keep the box, man. Victor's loving the BF109 from FMS. Definitely not as a beginner thing. Victor's a total salty dog with loads of experience. Thanks, Wayne, man. We're just hanging out tonight. That's why I call it the RC Pilots Lounge. Mary Boozer says, go big or go home, IX12, LOL. Is that illegal? Probably, knowing my luck. 25 years of salty. Nice. The guys who don't like safe, Aaron, don't have to use it. It's like thumbs down on videos. It's like the guys who thumbs down videos, it's no one's making them watch the video. It's kind of like people who would make a big ruckus over music. It's like no one's or raunchy Howard Stern shows. It's like, don't listen. It's easy. The E's don't have voice alerts. Ironically, I turned all mine off because I make video and I don't want to hear it. But most people really like those, and I think it's okay too. Brownie64 says the FR Sky is a great radio once you get used to OpenTX, half the price with all the features. Love voice alert, says Aaron. I do kind of like it when the British lady tells me it's time to land and stuff. If you give me a thumbs down, you'll tell me in the comment. Thank you. Wayne says, no Facebook, bro. I'm too new to this. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up, dudes. Man, 21 dudes in here. It's amazing. Victor's going to be at an EDF Jet event. EDF Jet Clubhouse. Is that the name of your Facebook group, Victor? I think it is. That's a very, very active Facebook group. So be following that page to check out Victor's exploits from the EDF Jet event next weekend. And subscribe to his channel too. Oh, yeah. Quad guys love the FR Sky. It's like highly programmable. Yeah. Talking about flying at dark, Huju. I get it. I'm starting to really like planes with lights on them for that. One thing, some of you guys probably came from other aspects of the hobby. Wintertime's coming and all. And because I have Instagram, I really never really did much on Instagram till this year. But I see a lot of truggies and like surface vehicles, from scaled out like crawlers to like kind of, I would call them dune buggies or truggies or something. I think I kind of want something like that. I want something tough enough for me and my kid to like wreck it a bunch. The Night Radiant Boozer, is that what you said? I still can't wait to get my hand on that little Pitts, man. That 38 incher. I can't wait. It's nice to have something like that. I was flying a lot of knife edge today with that Viper and the L39. I just bought a light kit off Amazon for the A10 70mm. Cool, man. I want to try that one out too. I have my big one, but it just doesn't go to the field. Anybody local, hit me up. I'm going to fund some other projects. Yeah, RC girl, we're friends on Instagram. She's in California at the show, been there as well. She told me she was going a while back. She's doing a good job. Yeah, she comes from surface vehicles, and she's been doing some plane stuff. She does a good production. I should get her on here sometime. I am in Indiana, Aaron Crosby. You maidened your Night Radiant last week. Traxxas Rustler. What's the other big brand that's not Traxxas? What is it? I forget what the guy a guy recommended me something. Wow, AMA raffled off a DX8 today. I wish I had more time to get work done. I talked to AMA. They want some videos too about some cool beginner stuff. Let's see. There's a question. Yes, Indiana. Do you think, this is from Reginald, do you think Super Viper for first-time EDF pilots will be okay for them? I actually do. And this is assuming first-time EDF pilot. So the assumption is that you've got some skill and you've been able to fly and consistently land like warbirds or, you know, some other aircraft prior to jumping into EDF. But me and Mike definitely put our stamp of approval on the Super Viper being a good first EDF due to its the technology on board and its light wing loading. I was really amazed by how lightly loaded it felt, even with the 5006S in there. Only in AS3X mode, not safe. It still felt really nice, and I had a lot of confidence. Although that battery is probably too big for that plane, really, it still was something that could be worked out. So yeah, Super Viper, I think it is okay for them. I have the plug-and-play versions on the store. Buying a fly is hard to find right now. I think it'll be Christmas before they're back. Crawler, actually, I can't remember the name of it. And stay live. I mean, it's an hour. Goodness sakes. I was thinking 15 minutes, and I was like, all right, half hour. And then here we are at an hour. I'm definitely done in 10 minutes, though. Lozy. I think that's what it was. Lozy. LJ Hobby Life. Is that free wing B-17 tough to fly? Not really. You know, all multi-engines have the potential to be kind of, I think, a little wobbly if once you're in that weird zone between those props really pulling you through and slowing down a little. They're flying now, Wayne, at the show. Is that what's happening? Park Zone T28, Roy. I mean, it might be called e-flite now, but it's the one with fixed gear. It's about 43 or 44 inch wingspan, 3-cell power, fixed gear, 2-bladed prop, nothing fancy. But I tell you what, I know a guy. I think it's Pete Foss. No, it's not him. It's Brian. And he's always at Neffy when we go fly. And he flies all kinds of stuff. It's either him or Pete. I can't remember. But anyway, these guys still bring their Park Zone T28 every time. SC. I have flown there one time when I was on my way to my hometown, Muncie, and I happened to have an FMS P-51 in the back, and I stopped at Converse, and I flew there. I love the Q&A, guys. This is cool. Also, too, there's some of you that I've spent time with in a one-on-one capacity, talking and doing advice and things like that. If that's something you guys are interested in, too, that's something I'd be willing to offer folks. Ryan, have you ever flown at Converse? Yes, I have, surprisingly enough. And thank you to your son who's serving at Grissom. I pass it every time I go home to Muncie. Aaron asks, I've been flying very successfully that T20. Beyond that, a bunch of flight test stuff. The flight test VIG in EDF. Been practicing on Real Flight 8 with the L39 model in there. I didn't bite off too much with the L39, did I? If you've been practicing and you've been flying a lot, and you know that L39 size of jet, whether 80 millimeter. What's great about the new 80s is that they also take the same batteries the 90s take, which so that really open, and some of the 70s can, but really the 80s and 90s right now are an amazing spot to be because they take a lot of the same batteries. Most of the 90s, you're not going to want less than a 5,000 in, but the 80s, you can really a lot of times go from 4,000 to 5 and above. The L39 is very predictable, but the only thing that I would say that you need to look out for is mind your CG. Make sure it's not too tail heavy because that makes things, it gives you a heck of a workload. That thing, I've been playing with it. I've flown it really nose heavy, and I've flown it, I think, what feels to me kind of tail heavy. Tail heavy's okay, but there's more work involved. When it's loaded up a little bit on the nose, it really tracks well. So if you're really up to snuff on those other things, Aaron, I think the only thing that's going to surprise you is the loading. The L39 compared to those things that you mentioned is going to be heavier, although, I mean, it's not a porker by any means, but it's heavier compared to those other things you've been flying. But the landing gear, amazing. You know, the one thing is just give yourself plenty of time. You know, get that thing up, trim it out, and then start shooting approaches. If they look bad, go around. Try dead stick, see what it looks like. If it sinks too much, well, you might be too nose heavy. Pour the throttle on a little bit. Man, we had a good time with it today, and even those days in the wind. The L39 is a great flying jet. It's very predictable. It's going to act like a warbird for you. If you think there's a better choice to go in between your experience in the L39, throw it out there at me. Yeah, the crawlers aren't for me either. I need a little speed. I want it to be able to jump a little bit. You ever going to come and fly with me and Mike at Marion? You already know Mike, right? Brownie, is that who you are? Are you the guy that already knows Mike? Yeah, man. I think we can all vote on Park Zone T28 for Roy. That's the biggest plane you got now, Aaron? People always bug you while the plane's in the air. Yeah, they're always, you know what? It's funny. You'll get used to it. People will ask you how high it'll go, how far it will go, how fast it will go. But you remember when you're out there, you're an ambassador for the hobby, so don't be an asshole. It's okay if you have to say, I would be glad to talk to you about this when I land, because right now I'm concentrating so hard. Cool. Very good. I'd say the only other one you would. Yeah, man. Aaron, I assume you're wanting that safe situation in the Viper, because there are plug and plays around. It's just hard to find the bind and flies. You might be able to find them at a local hobby shop, though. I tell you, it's a good call. But again, you're looking at. I think really the sweet. If you don't mind buying other batteries, then I mean that's a good one. I have flown a turbine, and we haven't released the videos yet. You know that new HSD 105 millimeter Viper, that version 4 that they're talking about? Well, they have a turbine version as well, and we flew the fiddlings out of it when we were in Texas, and I haven't put up the video yet, but it was fantastic. Rackin', frackin', snappin', crackin'. Mojo. Dudes, it is I'm about 5 minutes, and I'm going to turn into a pumpkin. You know, I'm going to get upstairs and see what's on and be wishing I just stayed here with y'all. Got to go. Hit the like button because there is none on the smartphone YouTube Live option. Same with tablet. That's a bummer. No, Fat Tire SC. You guys, thanks for hanging out. Mary Boozer, you got me in trouble doing a live I didn't expect to be doing. But it's a lot of fun. And you know what? When we don't have something like lined up, like really cool, like Josh, which, you know, it's going to be hard to do that all the time. But the more I do this, the more confident I feel with being able to work the technology. Because let me tell you, I really feel okay with talking and being in front of a camera and stuff like that. But I am not a technical guy. Dennis, where have you been tonight? We'll stay on long enough to give Dennis a hard time. Thank you, SC, for coming by. Thank all of you guys for coming by. Dennis, you're late, man. I hope you have a good excuse. Nah, you know how it goes. You can always catch the replay. We did 2 shows tonight, Dennis. We had so much fun watching the live interview, the pre-recorded. Been hunting, got 2 boars. Dennis, you're something else. Dennis Farley's been hunting, and he got 2 boars, y'all. Probably with a knife by hand. Oh, goodness sakes. Thanks, man. I felt really good about that interview. I was only hoping I didn't screw it up technically. And, man, I'll get better, guys. I promise. The resolution it got downgraded the way I had to capture that footage and then drag it in and convert it and be able to edit it. I'm learning, so I'll do better. Crossbow, 20 yards. Dennis Farley. Hey, everybody, don't forget, if you haven't done it yet, go over to Mary Boozer RC YouTube channel as well. He's got a video coming out on the e-flite 1200 millimeter T28. He's got it recorded, but he hadn't put it up yet. So check him out. The best way to keep up with your favorites is to hit that notification bell. What that means is you're going to get notified when one of your favorites, like us, does something. By the way, too, GB Linden must be out raising a ruckus tonight, or he'd be here. But he's super close to 20K on his channel, which is a huge milestone for him. Or anyone. You know, I let this channel sit for 5 years, so we're gonna get there again. But Mitchell got a, excuse me, Dennis. Mitchell got a boar as well with a compound bow. His Tiger Cat video was fire. What a recovery. Yeah, man, he almost lost that thing, didn't he, Wesley, on that Tiger Cat? Yeah, follow his channel, hit the bell. He posts all over Facebook as well. You guys who are new to social, if you need help, let us know. Hey, some of you guys who are new to social or want in on it, would you watch a social media for dummies video? That might be something I want to do this winter. Show guys how to work it. There's a couple different ways I can go. I can show guys just how to navigate and work it and, you know, engage and consume content of people like me and Wesley who make stuff. And there's also the other angle of like helping people like me and Wesley who make stuff get the most out of it as someone who's kind of treating it like a business in a way. Guys, an hour 15. I'm going to beat it. Thanks a lot. If you missed any part of that interview with Josh, it's going to exist on the replay, and the live chat comments are going to be able to be seen. Go check those out because we have so much fun there. But also hit the regular comments too, and if there's ever an opportunity to give it something a thumbs up, feed the algorithm robot for me because it helps. Roy, no problem giving advice. This is what we do. This is what we've done for years. Before we changed the name of this channel, to Pilot Ryan and Captain Mike, this was RC Air Training Command. And that mentality of coming up alongside guys and helping them learn how to fly is something that's never left us. Even though we fly jets or fancy stuff, like we're just having fun, but we love being able to help people out. That's why we really jive with kind of the mission of all the best places like Tired Iron Aviation and Flight Test, who are all about coming alongside you and helping you learn how to be successful with your hobby. It's great for the hobby if you can help teach people how to be successful, because guess what? Instead of fixing your plane, you get another one, a different one, and move up and progress in the hobby. Reginald, thank you for that. Hey, thanks. Pilot Ryan and Captain Mike, to all your videos. I've learned a lot. We will keep it going. Thank you so much. Mike Kennedy's going over to the Boozers. Mike, I'll let you know when that Hawk shows up. That's going to be fun. Thanks for that. And then we'll get it shipped back out to you. I want to talk to you some about that mic as well, because Captain Mike could set up an AS3X receiver for you if you want in that plane, and then just leave it in there when we ship it back. Thank you, Rick. Guys, I love you. I look forward to this. This was really cool tonight, and then this is just an added bonus. I actually was going to miss this a little bit, so I'm glad we got to do it. I hate to say goodbye. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Oh, Aaron, you're the best, man. Hey, good night. We're out in 5. That's a 4. I'm tired, y'all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stick 'em, monkey pants. See you next time. Follow on social all week. In the meantime, you'll find out what the next show is going to be about, because I don't even know. We like flying by the seat of our pants over here. See ya. Bam. Yes, I mean it. Later.